You're going to love this. Trust me, what you're seeing now is my normal state.
Welcome, I'm Spaghetti King, and this is Yandere Best Friend Corners You by Lovesick VA, who I had not watched too much of before this. I think I had subscribed her, yeah, I had subscribed her before, but I hadn't watched her that much before. But I'm definitely going to be watching regularly now, because you had this, and you had that other bratty Yandere Won't Leave You Alone series. And these have been sublime. These have been incredible. So today I'm going to be reviewing mainly the third part of the Yandere Best Friend one, the finale one. That's the main thing I'll be reviewing, but I'm going to do basically a quick review over the other last two parts as well, just so I can keep that in tone with the summary. I mean, I usually don't review multi-part audios until they're finished, then I'll kind of do like all of them, and I'll basically skim over the first ones, but man, I have to say, the first one and the second one of these are really, really good. The first one may be one of the best ASMRs I've ever listened to. No joke on that. It's up there. It's up there. It's a really good one. So they're all. The first one is the most basic though. They raise in complexity as they go. So the first one, all three of these begin the same. They have the same art and they have the same opening. They got like a dynamic fade-in opening, which is something I didn't expect, but it fades in and then there's an animated graphic show up. So I guess that's a dynamic fade-in opening. I guess I'll have to add that to the category. I really didn't think of it, but hey, I guess they exist, right? So, you know, there you go. But, you know, I guess I'll start off with the art, because that's, you know, universal between them all, so I can get that over pretty simply. You just have basically a picture of what looks like a Japanese high school, because it's got like cherry blossoms and whatnot, and you've got this girl sitting there, mostly black, and not ethnically black. She's like an anime Japanese white skin look, but she's wearing black. She's got like a black jacket, and she has black leggings and black hair. Blue tie. The tie matches the color of her eyes, which I kind of like, but it was like kind of dark look. Gray skirt, I believe, but yeah, I like the look. You know, rather basic look, but it's enough for me. You know, I don't need it to be, you know, I don't need it to be the Mona Lisa every single time I review the art here. It's basic, and honestly, that's the most basic critique I can mostly give of these audios, because the other parts are just like sublime. But you know, the art is good. The art is good, gets me into it, and I really don't have anything negative to say about it. So okay, that's the art. That's the real basic part. So we begin with the first one, where she pretty much begins probing you. You know, being like, you know, you haven't been showing up, you haven't been talking to me, etc. And, you know, she says that it's because you've got a new friend group, apparently with the swaggy kids, the cool kids. Yeah, you're rocking with the, you know, the biker gang, greasers, or whatever, or whoever it was in your school. You know, I did have some cool kids in my school, but even the cooler kids really weren't that awful. It was kind of decent. But, you know, you are hanging out with her, and, you know, she says that, you know, we used to make fun of the cool kids, but, you know, this is my new friend group now, and I guess I have a crush on one of the people in those groups, one of the girls in those groups, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, I'm her best friend, and, you know, she takes it quite personally that I haven't been telling it to her, and understandably so. I mean, you know, this is a Yandere character, but in terms of, you know, personability, you know, relatability, empathy, I'm high on that scale. A lot of Yanderes I'm pretty impersonal on, but, you know, this is actual, like, best friend mode. This is actual, like, legit friendship moment, and honestly, I'm kind of the villain over here, if you ask me. I'm the bad guy in this situation. I'm the one, you know, doing wrong, at least so far as it seems. In the context of this audio alone, I'm pretty much, I'm not that good, okay? I'm not doing nice. I'm at fault, all right? My Yandere best friend over here is the one I understand, is the one I recognize. So, it concludes simply with her being like, you know, we're gonna have our regular Friday sleepover thing, and she's gonna choose the movie and whatnot. And I'm like, I got other plans. I got other plans. And my other plans is I'm gonna go out and watch a movie with these cool kids. And she's like, no, Friday is our day. Funny that I made my voice edgier than hers, but you know, that's how it goes, right? And she pretty much kind of like forces you into meeting up with her at her sleepover, which is probably the best option. It's better than going with the cool kids. You know, we have the cool kids, or we have my best friend, loyal Yandere, who I've been with years. Been with 4 years, right? She does mention, because she does get pretty miffed, she does mention the thing that happened last summer. Although at this point it's basically kind of just a line, it's pretty much a throwaway line, but it is foreshadowing, which is good. I'm not used to talking about foreshadowing and stuff like this, but it's legit foreshadowing, so very good. But yeah, it pretty much ends with her being like, I'll see you, you know, I'll see you later, right? And you're like, yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Again, a basic review. I'm not going to go that in-depth with it, because if I did, then, you know, this would be a really long video, but it's great. It's really good. It's really, really, really good. I only went over the basics, but, you know, do please watch it. The first part of this is real good, real good. Again, one of the best ASMR I've ever listened to, so I will be giving a rating for each of the parts. So, as you may expect by this point, for the first one, audio 5 out of 5, wholesome rating 5 out of 5, overall rating 10 out of 10, rank legend. Highest I can possibly give. Could not recommend it enough. First part of this is excellent. Okay, so the second one is also very good. Progression is a little bit different on this one, mainly because the scenario is a bit more contained, but the videos are close in length, so there's a little bit more fluff to it, but that's fine for characterization. Because you get more of these cute little interactions. I won't be able to go over a lot of them in detail, but still. So it begins with you showing up to your Friday sleepover, which is like a really cute concept. That's real wholesome energy. You know, my Friday sleepover with my friend here, and it's like, yeah, you know, bedtime energy. I'm liking it, dude. I'm liking it. So you show up, and you show up at 9:30, and apparently you normally show up at 9. So she apparently popped some popcorn, which she mentioned in the last audio as well, by the way. Popped some popcorn, and what happened was that she popped popcorn at 9. You didn't show up at 9, so she popped popcorn at 9:05. You didn't show up at 9:05. So, you know, now you have cold popcorn. I mean, it is sort of good that you're throwing out used food, but people throw out things real recklessly today. I mean, seriously. I just don't throw out things nearly as much as other people do. It's like, yeah, it's cold, but like, I don't know. Whenever I make something, I have it. But I mean, you know, that's how I am. I'm very habitual about that. I mean, granted, it will save you weight, right? You know, you're like, yeah, not having this. It'll help you on that end. But you know, you show up, and she pretty much accepts it at first, you know, and then she says that you know, she's gonna choose the movie this time, and it's gonna be a movie about 2 serial killer best friends. So there's some edge for you, and you know, you watch, and you know, she initially goes over it pretty calmly, but you know, then she smells. she smells. I smell different. and apparently I have cologne on me, and I have cheap perfume on me. And that is very suspicious, because number one, I hate cologne, and I never would wear cologne. When I smell cologne, I either laugh because it's like a really funny thing to me. Like, I remember this one dude in school was wearing cologne, and I had to sit next to him, and I was smelling it, and it was just funny. I can't explain it. I don't know if it was because it was like an uber masculine kind of like funny thing or what, but I was almost gonna break out laughing at smelling this guy. It was funny. So that either happens, I either laugh, or it makes you feel like throwing up. I like smell it. So I just don't like it. Like, I'm just, yeah, not a fan of cologne. I mean, obviously I wear deodorant and whatnot, although I didn't for a while because I also hated the smell of that, so I had to go to like scentless deodorant, because literally, like, there's some deodorants that still like bug me. Like, forgive my autism, but I'm a bit, sensually sensitive. I'm a bit sensitive to these external factors outside my life. I'm a bit sensitive to noise. I'm a bit sensitive to smells. So I'm very particular, and cologne kills me. So, she's right. I would not wear I would not be caught dead wearing cologne. Regardless of what. I don't care. If you judge, I don't care. Look, if I got judgments coming on me, look, my autism is just too high. I can't do anything about it. I just can't, alright? I just won't. I won't concede. It's just, I'm just not conceding on that point. I mean, unless I have to be forced into it or something. But it all bugs me. In fact, I used to not be able to wash my hands because I used to throw up washing my hands. That's a story for another time. But anyway, enough of my rambling. And then, she also says, because I showed up and I was full, right? So I didn't want the little popcorn bits that she had for me either. And, she's like, great line. The highlights for this video are the third part, sadly, not for the first two. Again, if I could, I would. But, she says, you have big dinners, you don't have big lunches. And that's true. I usually only have one meal a day, so I always do have my big dinner. I don't have lunch. I'm not a lunch person. When people ask me for lunch, I'm like, lunch? I mean, I don't really have lunch, so she's right. She knows. She's on to me. And, that's pretty much how it goes. And she gets frustrated at the result. And you can't blame it. And, that's the conclusion to the second one. The second one, you try to, like, walk out, basically. You're like, look, I have to leave. You're storming out. Kind of awkward. I never would, but, it is how it is. And, then it pretty much ends with her presumably, like, kidnapping you, considering how the third one starts. But, that's the second one. So, the rating for the second one, audio 5 out of 5, wholesome rating 4 out of 5, overall rating 10 out of 10, rank legend. And the only reason the wholesome rating isn't 5 out of 5 is because I think death is mentioned once, so there's that. But, other than that, just sublime, excellent, just, I prefer the first one, but great. That's how you do a sequel. That's how you do a sequel. Very, very good. Okay. So the third one. The third one begins with you trapped on your bed. You're tied down. You're trapped. And, she's like, oh, does it hurt? Well, my heart hurts. And I'm like, look, I'm sorry. Look, like, you are my best friend. This is clear, right? I mean, look how dedicated you are to me. Look how you notice these things about me. It's like, ah, man, I'm screwing up today, man. I'm screwing up today. I am. But, it begins with her lecturing you. And she's like, I thought when you were coming over here instead of going out with them that, you actually were, giving up that time for me, and I thought I could trust you and whatnot, but, no. And, it's a real good moment there. So, good progression there, but, it's pretty much how it goes. She lectures you, and then she takes your phone to, see the truth of the situation. And, I've apparently had the same password since grade 7. For me, it's actually been since grade 3, but, it's how it goes, right? Although my password now is kind of a variation on my... Well, I won't go into it. Right, I won't go into it. But she looks through the phone, and she's like, oh, what is this? Obviously not on Discord, so she looks through some chat room or something. Apparently had a secret chat room. She's like, oh, what is this, middle school? I mean, no, when I was in middle school, we didn't even have chat rooms. We still phoned each other. So that's how old I am, right? I mean, man, you kids today, I mean, yeah. Well, I don't know. I've never had a phone, so I don't know. I don't even remember how it was back then. If people were texting or what they were doing. I think they were, but I'm really not. Because I just wasn't in that world back then. But, so she looks through and she sees that my new pals, by her own terms, they pretty much are... I'm pretty much slaving away for them. I get them money for them, and I get food for them, and whatnot. So, she's like, oh, well, you deserve this, because, and, I barely respond to them. I'm a bit shy, and, she's all like, you're not shy around me a day of your life. And I'm like, that's right, you're reminding me of who truly matters. But as it goes, she finds pretty much the mention of, we'll show the pictures of that body. And basically what it was that the backstory that was foreshadowed since part 1. We're on some real interconnection over here. Not being ironic though. You apparently were last summer driving in a car, and you apparently ran into someone accidentally, and then you hid the body, and that's how it goes. And you were even like, I don't want to edge mode once again. I don't want to kill anyone ever again. And she says it's not your fault, which is true, but you would be blamed for it anyway. So this is the situation: is you're being blackmailed by the cool kids because they somehow have this picture of you after you crashed into this guy, I guess, and that's why you were, suspicious around your friend. They're using you as a utility, and she basically understands this, and she says that, we're gonna have to kill them, is pretty much what she says. So, that's how it's going to be. And, I'm not gonna really comment on it, other than the fact that it seems to be in character. I mean, it's a Yandere, so yeah. Kind of sort of established with the serial killer best friend thing in the second part, but, is what it is. I'm not really that pushed over by it. So it ends with her untying you and being like, hey, well, this might be even more fun than Friday Night Sleepover. And that's how it goes. So... Alright. So I already talked about the art. So pretty much all I have to get out here is the structure. Now the structure throughout all of them is excellent, like I said. And I think I pretty much covered why the first ones are good, because they're real simple to go point by point. The third one, I think in terms of structure, is actually the best of them because of the progression. Because keep in mind, in the third one, you go from at the beginning, her like suspecting you and basically transitioning from the second one to her being like untying you and being like, oh, well, we're gonna have to take care of them. So it all goes over all within that one part, and it's really good, real natural. My only possible problem with the third one, which really is like a non-issue, but the part where she schemes through your phone could feel like it takes a little bit long, but it's fine for me. It's a non-issue. So, what else? Progression was great. The characterization was obviously great. Because here's the thing, actually, and if we're talking about literal storytelling here, you have literal, like, a good character motive here. When it comes to this Yandere character, everything that she feels is completely understandable by the situation. Everything she suspects of you is logical. I mean, if we were to talk in anime terms, what is that? Yeah. In anime terms, seinen logic is logic governs emotion. Shoujo logic is emotion governs logic. This would be a seinen example, because logic is governing her emotion. But it's a good case. You know, literally she is seeing these things that you're doing, these suspicious things that don't line up with how you are. And, you know, ironic that a lot of them are relatable to me, but it is what it is, right? And, you know, she has problems trusting you, and she has, you know, emotional, like, troubles and kind of like, I shouldn't say damages, but, you know, she has basically these conflicts because of this scenario she's in. And it's understandable. It's literally understandable. It lines up with what she is seeing. And that's true for all three parts. So it's literally a logical progression throughout all three of these. The only real problem with the third one is there isn't a resolution to the conflict with the cool guys. I call them the cool guys, or the bullies, or whatever. But there is a character resolution, which is that she forgives you, basically, and then wants to go with you to solve this issue. Of course, the only problem is, again, it's not a climax solution. It's more of a, just you get the character resolution, and then it kind of just ends and goes. So the characterization is resolved, but the plot isn't. For the most part, it was basically a character-driven narrative, so it doesn't feel that empty at the end, but it is kind of a thing. So, that's pretty much all I have to say. You know, obviously going to be a little bit longer because I'm reviewing basically 3 videos, but that's how it goes. So, the third one, I mean, I'll just check if I haven't missed anything. No, it doesn't look like I have, so, the rating for the third one, audio 5 out of 5, wholesome rating 3 out of 5, overall rating 10 out of 10, rank great. Only reason it isn't a legend for the third one is because a lot of the, like, kawaii aspects for me that would appeal to me weren't there as much. The wholesome rating is also down because they mentioned death quite a bit on that one. But yeah, the whole, like, the personal aspect of it, where I was like, you know, where I like this friend character. I'm like, yeah, this is friend mode. This is loyal mode, right? A little bit less of that energy going on, so the appeal is a little bit down. But the scenario is excellent. The way it goes out is excellent. And, you know, there isn't a conclusion in a plot sense, but it's concluded in a fine sense, so that's that video. So, you know, very good. I will be watching Lovesick VA. I almost forgot the name there. I will be watching Lovesick VA. Very good. Like, I'm real impressed. This is top tier material over here. So I'm very happy with this. So, you know, these very good series. So yeah, that's what I have to say. So thank you for watching. I'm Spaghetti King. I love you all, and farewell.